Hey everybody, thank you for joining me today. So I'm so excited to share with you my video for the Color Cube Challenge Hop. And this is our second video. And I'm going to show you here what I chose to match with the card that was selected for this month. Okay, so here it is. I'm going to hold it up so you can see the colors. Now remember, with this challenge, you can either go by the photo for inspiration or you can use the color theme. So I'm using 49 and Market, Rust and Revs, this wood grain sheets for my browns. And for the blues, like the tealy blues that are in the project, I'm going to be using some of 49 and Market. It's the Spectrum Sherbert. Okay, so we're just going to cut the branding strips off, and then we'll get started. So with this one, I was really liking the flower, and then I turned it over, and I was like, oh, okay. The green on the bottom isn't going to bother me. It's a little bit of an outlier, but I like the blue up at the top and then the light blue, right? So it's sort of like a slightly deeper color blue, but there's the teal, right? And I've already picked out a lot of accessories that we're gonna bring in that tealy color. So that little bit of green at the bottom, I don't think that'll be, it'll affect it badly. It's almost like we're ignoring it, okay? All right, so we're just this other piece I had. It was I cut like in the middle of it to get a flower out. So I was just trimming down some of the pieces so that I would have a solid piece to be able to use with the elements that I pulled out from some of the ephemera and different pieces that they had with this collection. And again, I'm doing my friend's baby photo. And he was laying on sort of like it looks like a black and sort of like a tanny color, and then his outfit is a light blue. So I just figured this would be a good photo to go with what we're trying to create here. And so this is going to be our layout. And then I have an idea already for the sentiment, and I am going to use a red heart, and I figured the red heart would be okay, well, because hearts are red. And we're also going to use two other colored hearts, the teal and a lighter teal, to use on the project as well. I was thinking about also using these tags because back when 49 first started, they used to always have tags in their collection. So this is the one that I really don't go in much. And so since I'm trying to use a specific color scheme, I was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and grab all the colors, right? We'll just grab all the ones. But once I sort of had like the main layout ready to go, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and just start putting all of this down. And so we're going to start gluing, and I'm just going to add some tape and glue, and we're going to create our little set right here. And I like using tape, like this is basically like a little tape runner and glue because it gives us a little bit of time to be able to lay it down and be able to move things, pull it apart if we needed to. But you can use your ATG gun. I just feel like anything that you're using tape wise, just always use some wet glue on it. It gives you a few seconds. So if you lay it down and you put it kind of wonky or it doesn't line up fully the way that you want it, it'll give you just a few seconds to where you can lift it back up and not tear your papers apart. And then I was thinking, you know what? Sometimes you want to put something in the middle to kind of, take the eye away from the drastic line right in the center, right? So we're going to use some of this, what's called pet tape. And I love film strips. So I just put down a little bit of wet glue. Remember, it'll dry clear. And then I went over the edge a little bit, and we're just going to tape it down on the back. And let me tell you, this tape is sticky, okay? So I just used a little bit of glue only because I feel like it doesn't hurt anything. You know what I mean? It's not going to mess up the project or anything. It just gives that extra security that it's going to stay down. All right. So now this is our main setup. Okay. So really, if we wanted to right here, we could stop. And if we wanted to like wait for a photo or, you know, a title, like you could almost prep layouts, right? There are a lot of different people who do that. But for me, I just wanted to stop here because I knew I wanted to do some rub-ons as well. And so I figured it's easier before you get it very like highly decorated to go ahead and put down as much of the rub-ons as you want. So that way you're not having to like deal with other elements at the same time. And I'm just using, this is a tool that you can use to like roll your flowers to give them like dimension and stuff. Katie Petite, I believe is, or Petite, something like that. She uses it a lot to put down her rub-ons when she was showing how to use them and stuff. So I had one, so I've kind of turned to using it. But I do love the little plastic one that comes with, well, it used to come with all the 49 and Market rub-ons. Now, a lot of them don't come with them, but I collected and saved all mine, so that way I would always have some. All right, so we're just gonna take our time. I know it looks like my hand is going crazy. Just remember that in most of the videos, it's always sped up. So though it may look like I'm going 20 miles a minute, I'm not. Because this video that was been shrunk down to 15 minutes, it was probably like a good 45 minutes for me to make this complete layout, okay? If we just did it on regular speed. And since most people don't want to sit through a 45-minute video, hence we get faster speed, okay? But I think you can still see what all we're doing and what I'm putting down. So the speed of it all, it shouldn't matter. So now we're going to grab another piece that I want to put. Okay, I think I'm going to put it on the left side if this is the piece. Yes. And at first, that little like tag part that's kind of hanging off, I'm going to cut that off and put it somewhere else. I think in that little opening there. So it's like a little piece sticking out. And then this one I'm going to put over here on the left. Yeah. And this is just to show you, you can have it be on different layers. So it's like going on the flat side and then it comes up a little bit onto one of the pieces that I use for the layers. And it looks like it's coming from underneath, like if we're using like a laser cut or something like that. So there, you can definitely have the rub-ons work like ephemera or laser cuts and stuff like that without having to have the bulkiness. And then on here, I wanted to put at the bottom right a little collection. So that one has like a little butterfly. Is it a butterfly? I'm right here. Oh, it's not a butterfly. It's one of the flowers. I thought it was a butterfly, but that was up there. And then it has like color splots. And then over on the left side, I have a couple of more little flowers. And then a butterfly that's going to be down in the left, which covers up or at least goes on top of some of that green that is down here on the bottom. And then we're going to work on this other one on the right hand side. All right. And on some of these, sometimes it's weird. Like when you first put it down, it looks kind of, I don't know if the word is chalky, but now that I've come back and I'm looking at it, it calms down. Like it doesn't look as like chalky or weird looking a couple of days later. So, all right. So for the back of the photo, I didn't mat this one. Instead, we're going to put the foam right at the back, leaving enough space so that if we wanted to We can tuck things under. So we're going to go ahead and tape the 3 tags together, get them kind of situated here. And then once I get them laid together, which I'm sorry I'm doing it off camera, I'm just holding them in my hand trying to get them to lay exactly the way I want. Then we're going to figure out where we're going to put our photo and hit it with the wet glue. And then I'm going to lay those down, but I'm not going to press. I just want to make sure that where I'm putting them is going to work. And then we're going to take the backing off of the photo, add more glue, and then press that down. And I had a little bit of what felt like glue on the photo, and I was able to get most of it off. I can't find my little gummy eraser. That's what I was trying to find, but I can't remember where I put it. So I was just trying to be light with trying to get it off. And then we're going to go ahead and put down amazing right below the photo. And then up at the top, we're putting best ever. And we're going to add our hearts. And then underneath amazing, I got a lighter shade that says loved. And of course the red heart. And then the darker tealy heart we're going to put on the right side of amazing. Excuse me. And then the bubbles and bobbles from Spectrum Sherbet, we're going to use those too. I mean, the colors all match. So I'm doing kind of monochromatic, but obviously with the browns and then that little pops of green and red, but prominently is all in the teal. And I know, like, in comparison to the teal on the card, actually, I think it fits. It fits right in that middle, like between the cream color and the darker blue. We're landing right in that middle shade. It's like all different shades of that. I was getting ready to say, I don't think maybe I'm getting right at the color I thought I was in looking at the video and doing the voiceover. But when I held it back to it, I'm like, no, I'm pretty close to that color. You know what I mean? Like, and it's all about interpretation, you know? But what's fun is these cards, these color cards that, and I can't think of her name right now, what she created, it gives you just another way to express your creativity and to hopefully give you ideas for color combos that maybe you wouldn't normally put together, or, you know, like something that just gets you out of your wheelhouse, you know? That's why I wanted to be a part of this hop, because to me, it gives you an opportunity to stretch your wings a little bit. So we use the round bobs and bobbles. We use the hearts and the small ones that are like enamel dots. And we just created little spots around each of our kind of like clusters. So there's our... Oh, I found this one heart that was like a tanny color. I thought that would match with the pattern on his photo. And yeah, I'm happy with what we came together. I'm happy how this came together. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Definitely keep an eye out. Now with this hop, we just have to post a video sometime within the month for it to be a part of these wonderful group of ladies who are going along with the challenge. I will try and make sure that I have the link to the playlist down below. And then that way, if you want to take a day and look through all of the videos from January to February, they all will be in one spot, you know, and that's a great place for you guys to go and get inspiration. So the last thing that I love to do, if this is your first time joining me, is splatters. Splatters are my cherry on top, okay? My go-tos are the gold, white, and black. I tend to use those the most. And if I wanted to step out, I probably could have grabbed like Mermaid Lagoon or a cracked pistachio and done that as like my third color. But I really like it with the gold, white, and the black. I think we did good with that. And now I'm just splattering on the black. And sometimes I just tap with my fingers. Sometimes I use one of my tools to do a little tap tap. It just depends on what kind of mood I'm in. But what looks like a lot, because of the way like it looks like I just keep going and going and going. But if you look at it after it dries, everything just kind of goes to the background, and it doesn't really stand out like it does when you're initially putting it down. Okay. But thank you. Just again, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching to the end. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing, giving the video a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, just leave a comment down below. I would so greatly appreciate it. And keep an eye out for our next video. I know my video schedule has been a little weird lately, but just bear with me. It's the beginning of the year and we're just getting our mojo going. All right, y'all. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you with our next video.